Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to class. As you can see, we're set up a little bit different this morning. We're going to be working with the wall. So otherwise, just your usual props. And I wanted to show you our sign that my husband and I painted last night. So love always wins. All right, so we gotta keep the hope and do what we can do. All right, so if you can, and I would do this if I was with you, so I could adjust. But I want you to go ahead and take a block. And by the way, you can sit up on blocks or on blankets, anything that you normally need to get your hips up. And then take the block and you're gonna put it behind your back, so that it is just below the shoulder blades. And hopefully you can reach back and feel that, so that when you lean back, your whole chest or your shoulder blades kind of move to either side of the block. I have mine set up this way, right? So that it's the second width away from the wall, but some of you might like that third width, that further width away from the wall. And then maybe you feel back and you feel that it's just nice and steady on the wall. Maybe pick your hips up and press the hips back a little bit. And then draw the shoulder blades back, but then let them relax in. And imagine, and again, shift that block any way up or down that makes sense to you, that feels really good. And then imagine that that block is an entire wall. And you can feel your whole spine coming back to the wall, including the back of your head, right? So there's the challenge, that our head isn't rolling forward. And the shoulders draw back to the sides of the block and the chest lifts. And then your hands are either resting on your knees or it's resting in your lap. The eyes close, we start to tap into the breath. And as you inhale and you exhale. And maybe we think of my little sign there and what it means, right? That love always wins, that we will continue to put that forth out into the world. Feel the crown of the head get longer and yet lighter at the same time, as if your neck were freeing up from gravity. Use the breath, taking it in and exhaling it out. Feeling the shoulders draw back gently toward the wall. Good, one more nice focused breath right here. Then let the eyes open, keeping that block where it is. Just take the arms up. And exhale to your heart. And then release, take it out and up. Exhale to your heart. And last one, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Take one hand to the heart, take the other arm out. If you have a neighbor next to you, you just got to work it out, right? And then reach the arm out and then press it to the wall that's right there. Good, be mindful, right? No pain in the shoulder. Make sure the thumb is touching so that the shoulder is externally rotated and the arm is straight out from the shoulder. Just feel that. And then if you can, take it up, keep the back of the hand on or toward the wall. See, mine releases at that point, and then slide it back down all the way toward the floor. And reach it up. And down, yeah, right, some different muscles right there. And last one, try to keep the back of the hand toward the wall. And back down, and release. And just notice that, take that other hand to the wall. Trying to see what I have in my way here. And same thing, bring it out to the side, keep the shoulders squared here, right? Press into that block behind you. And then slide it up the wall. You'll, at some point, like right now, I just have fingertips or fingernails touching. Nothing else is really without force. And then slowly bring it down and just check it out, right? Where is it for you? And take it up, breathe, and down. No strain in the neck. Last one, take it up. And let it come down. And release. Good. Take both shoulders and press them to the wall. Bring the elbows to the wall. Or close, right, if they don't touch. And just feel that, right? Nice. The chest is lifted. We've got that block there. We're rolling that chest around the back of the block. Find that. That's all. And breathe. And then take both arms up. The palms are facing each other. Exhale, take it down. And inhale. Exhale down. You can tack the hands at the top. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze around that block and up. If you can, those side of the elbows touching that block behind you. Good, last one. And squeeze, watch the head and release. Ooh, feel that, right? It's like, okay, here we go. Take the arms out and bring them to cactus pose. Squeeze them back. Ooh. Try to bring the whole chest, everything back, maybe your head back, right? Just really rock over that block. So back bend here. And then bring them together. Open them up nice and slow, squeeze back, try to bring the head back. So try not to lift the head so much. Just bring the back of the head back and release. Just one more here. Squeeze the arms, elbows back, pull the chest back and release it. Whew. And shake that out. Let's take that block out from there. It's always amazing to me that when you stabilize that upper back, what that does to the rest of you while you're doing that. So go ahead and turn sideways, everybody. And let there be an arm's width of space to the wall. So I've got my hand, my flat hand on the wall. So I have my distance and I'm just sitting nice and sideways here. Keep that hand on the wall, take the other arm up. As you take the arm over, let that arm that's at the wall bend. Good, breathe, everybody. And see if you can reach up more than you reach sideways. So don't worry about the fingers touching. Good, breathe, and then take both arms up. Exhale, one hand down, reach over. Watch the head, keep it in alignment. Good, inhale up, same thing again. Take it over, stretch the fingers up the wall or up that, right? As if you could walk it up. Keep the hip planted, that opposite, yeah, keep that side hip planted. Take it up. Exhale down. Last one on this side. Inhale up, the hand goes to the wall. The other hand maybe reaches a little bit more. Watch that head, press the hip down. And reach up. Exhale all the way over. And then both arms up, everybody. Exhale to your heart. Roll the shoulders back and shake it out and switch sides. Actually, stay there for a second. Let me just do one more thing so we don't do too much break dancing here. Take that hand to the wall. Take the other one out. You're going to swap hands in a way. You're going to take that hand to the wall. Be careful, right? You might be fingertips here. And then just take the other arm out. So we're doing a seated twist. The arms are shoulder height or lower. You're looking at the wall. You're thinking, what in the world is she doing? Find your breath. Feel that really sweet twist through the core of your body. And then walk that far back hand back where it was and release that twist. All right, now let's switch. So same thing, other side. Plant the hand just so you can get your distance here. Roll the shoulder down. When you're ready, inhale that outside arm up, take it to the wall. And breathe and just feel that. Don't forget to walk the fingers up. Interesting, right? The other side, I couldn't touch the wall until the third time. This time, it's more open. All right, take it up. Exhale, hand down to the floor and stretch. Keep those hips down. Inhale, take it up. Same thing. Breathe. I feel like move a little further away from the wall. Find your stretch. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, take it down. And last one, both arms up. Take the hand to the wall. Reach the other one over. Try not to let the head drop down to the chest. Find your breath. Maybe smile a little bit. Love always wins. Yes, indeed. Take it up. Exhale down. Stretch. Nice. And then take the arms up. Take that one hand to the wall. Take the other one out to the side. And same thing. You're going to slide that arm to the wall. Now I'm too far away from the wall. And take the other one back and just kind of contemplate, right? This twist. Where does your body want to compensate? What's lifting? What's staying on the ground? Stare at that wall. Breathe. Feel that twist at your spine, at your waist. And then bring that back hand back to the center and release it. And shake it out, everybody. All right, so we're gonna come up on hands and knees. I'm just gonna move my blocks, get a little bit out of the way for now. Come on up on hands and knees. Make sure you cushion those knees if you need to. Plant your hands. Find your pose, right? Draw the belly in. Take the outside leg. Oh, I see the problem here. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can change that out a little bit. So all my gals that are in the studio, turn yourselves around so that your head is facing the wall. We're gonna just do this a little different, my darlings, because I really think I know where to go. All right, so find this, right, and be enough away from your wall that you could reach the arm out and maybe touch the wall, maybe not. So take the outside leg or take your right leg back. Let's just do it this way. And tilt the belly in and squeeze through your core and take the left arm out and maybe the fingertips touch the wall that's in front of you. Breathe. Whoo. Hold. So you want the fingertips to touch so that you get in a really nice extension through the arm, but not so much that you're leaning into the wall. Breathe. Now, if you happen to be sideways at the wall, or even if you're not, just take that right leg across. If you're at wall, go ahead and let that foot rest on the wall. Breathe. And then take it back out. Lower the left hand, lower the right knee, and shake that out. Yeah, so what's happening for those of you in internet land is that not everybody has their mat this way on the wall because there's just not enough wall space. So I'm having to recreate a couple of things as we go. Good, come on over to the other side. When you're ready, tone in, press the left leg back and lift that leg. And again, if you are near a wall, I'm gonna pretend there's a wall in front of me, take the right arm out and press those fingertips to the wall. Breathe, nice power through the long leg, good, yeah, let's fire that up more. Everybody should be feeling their glute muscle, engage, and then if you can, hang on, take the left leg across, and breathe. Find that, and then take it center, release, and let go. Good, and then turn around so that your feet are at the wall instead of your head. And Betty, you may not need to do this at all, so up to you. Plant your hands, table pose, and let your feet, your heels come to the wall, downward facing dog. So you feel like almost like you have high heels on. My heels are up the wall, the ball mount is on the floor. If that hurts your feet, walk the heels down the wall as much as you need to in order for that to not hurt your feet. Make sure all your toes are on the floor. Breathe, and then hang on to the beach ball between the shoulders. In other words, engage latissimus dorsi. Find that. Let the head be soft. Breathe. And then slowly lower down to your knees. And release. Good. Maybe you come back on those toes. Roll the shoulders back. Find your breath. Just notice. And then from here, I want you to come back to grab a hold of your blocks. Come back to table pose, just long enough to step forward with your right leg. Take the hands to your blocks. Now, my other foot is still pressing into the wall a little bit. Please be mindful of your toes here. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we'll be on the tops of our toes instead of the bottom of our toes. So I don't want you to go there. So your hands are on your blocks. Your knee is comfortable. Your legs are nice and even. You've got ankle to knee alignment. And then imagine that you can squeeze. Can you bring your leg forward, Betty? Working on it. Imagine that you're going to squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. And feel what's starting to happen with the legs as you squeeze the inner thighs. Take your hands to your knee. Hold the inner squeeze of your inner thighs, the inner squeeze of your inner thighs, and breathe. And then start to press back on that back knee. Yeah, breathe, everybody. So I am now more back hip to back knee than front. The back foot is locked in, so I can't compensate. Stretching this back quadricep muscle, and then just drop it. If that is killing your foot, take your foot away from the wall, okay? Because it's not necessary. Good, one more time. Squeeze back, tone back. If you're still okay, arms up. Breathe. Find that. Don't overdo it. And if you're still good, you're gonna reach back. And see, maybe you find the wall, maybe not. I'm too far away. Don't force it. And exhale down. Whew. Good. Slide that foot away. Let that foot go flat for a second. And then switch sides. Left foot forward. My right ball mount is touching my wall. The toes are down on the floor. Find your breath. Start in that lunge. Nice. Even hip or ankle to knee, and then take your hands to your knee. Woo, and breathe. And just feel the stretch in that quadricep. Start to rock the body back a little bit, hip to knee. Woo, breathe, everybody. You got this. Notice. Breathe, and then come forward. So you're back into a more standard lunge. Last one, slide it back. Don't hurt that knee or foot, right? Because it can be tricky. Take the arms up. Optional, reach back. Breathe. I want the wall, right? There's ego. So don't go for the wall just because your ego wants it. And release. And take it down. And slide that left leg back and shake it out. Good. And when you're ready, I'm just pretending that's the front of my mat. So take yourself to downward facing dog. And shake it out, everybody. Shake, shake, shake. Woo. Take your feet wide on your mat and walk those hands back. Bend the knees, lift your head, neck, chest, and come on up. And shake it out. You know, it's like the best laid plans. I had this whole class worked out, and as I'm looking in the room, I'm like, it's just not gonna work. All right, so take your feet to the edges of your yoga mat and walk those feet out a little bit. Watch your knees. I want to, sorry, but this is gonna be one of those that doesn't make it to the internet, right? Blooper, it's my mat just slid on the other mat. Yeah. So this guy, so let me take him out. And there's only so much editing one can do, and then it just goes to blooper. All right, so your feet are at the edges of your mat, bend your knees. Now, feel your sacrum, okay? So when you bend your knees, by the way, ankle to knee, right, straight up, so your shins are parallel ideally with the wall, and then feel the sacrum. So if I flat my back to the wall, I'm at the very top of the sacrum, right? And my back is pretty flat. And if I roll the sacrum until I get close to the tailbone, right, that's not quite there either. So find the center line of the sacrum. And then isometrically press the legs out. Draw the shoulders in. Make sure your mat's not gonna slip out from under you. Press the shoulders in, take the arms to cactus pose. If you want, you're gonna come on down a little bit more and find this big old squat. Good, breathe everybody. If your legs get tired, please come out of your squat halfway or all the way. And then here we go, snow angels, take them up, squeeze them down. Take them up, we're doing 5 snow angels, so you know there's an end to this. And 3, and 4, yeah, come on, we got this. And 5, and squeeze them down, take your hands to the wall and push up and shake it out. Nice job, everybody. And then take it more to a hips width apart. This time I want you to take kind of the bottom part of that sacrum to the wall, big chair pose. So we've got our legs, hips, roughly hips width apart. We're gonna bend the knees, and what's happening? We're not gonna bend that much, right? We're not gonna shoot past the ankles here. We wouldn't do it if we didn't have the wall. So find that, lift the chest, think about it, tailbone down. So you got that real sense there, little baby tailbone down, chest up, arms up. Find your breath. Now you can go lower if you want the work, but keep the form. Breathe, right? Some of you are going to be able to bring the thumbs to the wall. That's going to open chest more. Super hard when you don't have the wall to do that. Breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the hands come down. Push off the wall and come on up and shake that baby out. Oh, I know. So much fun. So much fun. All right. Do your best, everybody. Go wide. Work it out. You can be half on, half off. Ideally, you've got butt to wall, ideally. So just make sure nothing's gonna slip out from under you. And then your heels are probably anywhere from 2 to 4 inches away from the wall, maybe more. Here's what's tricky about this. If I keep my butt on the wall and I hinge and I'm too close to the wall, I might feel like I'm gonna tip over. So adjust as you need to. Keep the sacrum pressing, right? Down the sacrum, down the glutes. Down we go. See if you can keep those hips on the wall and let your hands either come to the floor or to block. And then press the feet out isometrically and press whatever you can feel on the wall, press it into the wall. And breathe. Let your head hang, but really lengthen the sit bones up the wall. Good, find your breath, everybody. So this is a big anterior tilt of the pelvis. Right, we're working with the hamstrings here. We're working with moving
the back line up the wall as the front line moves closer to the floor. So from here, just move your behind off the wall and come to the center of your feet. And then go back to the wall. And one more time, it's literally an inch or two movement away from the wall. Press the feet out, press the heels of your feet out, and then go back to the wall. Walk the hands in, take your torso halfway up, halfway up. Your right hand is at the center of your mat or it's on a block, okay? With this wide a stance, you probably don't need a block. Your right hand center of your eyes, take the left arm up. Try to press both sides of the glutes back to the wall. Exhale, hand down. Go to the other side, your left hand on the wall or on the floor, your right arm up. Make sure that arm's coming straight out from shoulder, not back. So Judy, bring the arm forward more. Yeah, there you go. Breathe. And down, everybody. Here we go. You're going to turn the heels in, the feet out. You're going to bend those knees. You're going to press the knees toward the wall. Hands to knees, come up carefully because we're close to the wall. And press back and take those feet together. Whew. And shake them out. And breathe. You need a seat, Betty? Not yet. Okay. Good. Shake it out, everybody. All right, so one more here, and then we're going to take it into a little bit of a flow. You're going to walk the feet out. You're going to press that back to the wall as if we were going to do chair pose again. But walk the feet out just a little bit more. Press the sacrum, press the shoulders, press the arms. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to lean into that right leg and see if you can lift the left leg. Whew, it's tricky. Breathe. Press everything into the wall. Try not to push away from your mat though, and lower, switch sides, lift the other leg, and breathe. So if your foot is too far out, it's going to be harder. Your foot's going to want to slip out from under you. Good, set it down. One more, other side. Now that your body knows what it's doing, you can extend out if you want. Keep this leg soft and bent though, yeah. And down, switch, lift, extend optionally, press everything into the wall, and down, hands to the wall, and come on up, shake it out. Good job, everybody. So have your blocks nearby. How are we gonna do this? All right, so we're gonna go sideways. I'm gonna see if this is gonna work for my girls out here. We're gonna go sideways on the mat. So my girls are probably gonna have to step off mat to make this work and just work with each other. Good. So think about a warrior 2 stance. So I have my right leg forward and my left foot back up. I've got maybe an inch or 2 away from the wall. Here's where I want you to focus is the front hip. I want you to slide the front hip to the wall. Right? So if I try to put my whole sacrum on the wall, obviously this is way out of alignment. This front knee is going to roll in. Instead, I want you to slide until this front knee is in alignment with the wall, right? With the foot, with the wall, with the hip. And feel that. Now, warrior 2, how do we go from this to that? Take your front arm or your back arm forward, reach it out, take it toward the wall. Don't let your knee follow you. Take the other arm out. Ooh, and breathe, just work it out. Breathe, so see, take your arm higher and Adriana, take your arm lower. There you go. Now, get some space between this front hip and this front thigh. And breathe. So the knee's heading toward the wall. It's not touching necessarily. It's heading toward the wall. And then this back hand, Betty as well. Pretend somebody's pulling it back. So pull your back hand back, which for me, if my right knee's forward, it's my left arm. Good. Breathe. Now, be friendly with the wall. Go. Oh yeah, there's my wall. It is supporting me. This is hard work. Start to engage the back glute, relax your jaw. Find your pose, and then just let the arms go, but keep the legs. Keep the legs. If you can, straighten the front leg. Nothing else changed, right? The hip stayed the same. This front hip is staying against the wall. I'm looking at the foot. I've got the center of my foot, center of my knee, center of my hip. If you feel like you're too close to the wall, just move away a little bit, right? And then the back hand stays on your hip. The front knee or the front hand goes down just a little. Now, stop just around the knee and pull the back shoulder to the wall. Yeah, and then come down below the knee and pull the back shoulder toward the wall. Take that back arm up the wall. Back of your hand probably can rest on the wall. We're pretty close. Breathe, press into your legs. Come down more if you want, but not if you have no control or it doesn't feel good. Now pretend somebody has your top hand. They're trying to pull it up. Yeah, breathe everybody. Triangle pose. And then slide back up. Woo. And turn your feet and heel toe in and shake it out. Did that work okay for the girl? Okay, sorry about that. So we have limited wall space, and because I'm taking up a whole thing here, it creates a little bit of a challenge. And if for any of you, if it's easier to use that wall just for this stuff, you're welcome to. All right, so let's switch sides. You're taking your left foot an inch or two away from the wall. You're taking your back foot where it would normally go for tree pose. And for warrior two, and I just want to demo with a block, which you're welcome to use because sometimes that visual helps. So if you can see this block, right? If this hip is forward, this knee's forward, it really, for me, doesn't feel good at all. It's as if somebody were going to take this block and push it back until I have alignment. So I use the pink one, so hopefully you can see it. You can even have that block against the wall to use that as a visual. We're gonna use the blocks in a minute, but I want you to get that sense of that hip sliding back along the wall. So hip slides back, I look at my foot, my knee. This is all stuff we talk about all day long anyway, right? Open up the shoulders. Keep that knee pressing toward wall, mostly the hip. Take that back arm back. And feel how we can both have the sideways position and keep the knee hip lined up. Take the front arm out, press in now. Imagine somebody has your fingers, your back fingers. Pull it back just a little bit and breathe. See, can you go wider, longer with your back foot? Yeah, maybe closer to the wall. And then bend the front knee. And it's almost like this little kind of weird tug of war of the backhand being pulled back and yet keeping so that we can keep the torso above the legs, the center of the legs, without going back too far. Good, find your breath, everybody. Straighten the front leg, drop the back hand to your hip. Hold the back shoulder toward the wall. Slide forward a little bit and just drop the hand somewhere around the knee. Don't hold on to the knee. Don't lean into the knee. Just let it rest there for a minute. And then go, okay, what's triangle pose? The hip is the same. The legs are the same except for the front knee is relatively straight. The top shoulder rolls back toward the wall. And then slide down just a little bit and see if you have to rearrange something. Maybe you're too long, maybe you're too short in your pose, right? How do we get that shoulder back? Slide down maybe a little bit more, maybe take that top arm, back of the hand to the wall. Notice the lower shoulder, try to keep it from rounding. Breathe, it should feel like, right? We could just hang out here. Where is the line for you? One side to the other that feels like it has integrity. Breathe. Good. Slide up, bend your front knee, hold, and then turn your toes. Woo. and heel toe in, and shake it out, and breathe. So just behind to the wall, feet out. Soft knees, come on down, forward fold. You know you, if it's not good for you to do a full forward fold, please stay halfway up. And breathe. And then press into your knees, lift your chest as if somebody had the back of your head and all the way up. All right, good job, everybody. Grab your block. You're gonna take the block to the wall. We're coming back to the same pose for a different reason. You're gonna take that block to the wall. You can go second ways, or ideally first narrowest width if you have the room. And then press into that block with your front foot, same thing, right? So back foot goes back, front knee presses into it, check the foot and see if the foot is still lining up with everything else. Take the front hip, slide it back. It may not be touching wall, it may be touching wall. Press into your back leg and breathe. I'm gonna just go a little longer because we got the wall to play with. And breathe, take the arms out, warrior two. Where is it for you? Palms face down, palms face down. Reach, tone the lower belly in. Feel the side hip, either coming to the wall or not, depends on your body. Breathe. Now, back hand's going down to the leg. Top arm is gonna rest on the wall and go up. And breathe. Exalted warrior, everybody. Press the knee gently into the block. If it hurts, don't do it. And then slide back. Take the elbow to your thigh. Press into the block. Keep your torso long. Take the upper arm either up straight up the wall or over your ear with the back of the palm touching the wall. Good. Press against the legs, everybody. Find your breath. And take it up. Woo. Breathe. See if you can straighten the leg with your block or shift your block and come to triangle one more time. And breathe. And take it up. Oh. Grab your block. Bend your knee. Turn your toes. Heel toe in. Shake it out. We're almost done with this little series. I love the block. As some of my girls here know, right? Some of my students know because it gives us so much information. I just find it super helpful. So once again, you're going to take that block to the outside of the knee, switching sides, obviously. Check the back foot. Make sure it's turned mostly to the side, not to the front. So Adriana, turn your back foot more to the side. Yeah, and cease as well. Your toes are pointing more forward than sideways. And then find that warrior two stance. Where is it in your body? Right? Tone in through the front body. Take the arms out. Unclench your front toes unless you feel like you're slipping. And breathe. And then notice what happens if you press your knee into the block. What happens to the glutes? Can you find that? Yeah, breathe, everybody. And then back hand slides down to the thigh. The top arm reaches up, exalted warrior. Pressing gently into the block to keep that leg from compensating. And then release through warrior two, take forearm to thigh, coming into extended side angle. Breathe, unclench your toes. I'm saying that because I was just clenching. Breathe. You got this. Take the arms back to T position. Slide your block and your knee straight. Woo. And come on down, triangle pose. And breathe. And imagine if both shoulders could be evenly across that wall while the front leg is relatively straight, while the underside ribs are long, right? Where is it in your body? And then come on up, everybody. Woo. Grab your block, turn your toes, heel toe in, shake it out, grab the block, take it between your thighs, walk the feet out, come on down to a wall squat. How low you go is up to you. Your feet are parallel to each other. You're solid underneath you. You're not pushing the feet out, which is where things can slip and slide the most. Bring the shoulders back to the wall. If there was nothing else, I'm just taking my ponytail out because it's really in my way. If you do nothing else, get up to a wall and work the shoulders back. In fact, let's come to kind of robot arms. And then imagine pulling the elbows down more. So slide the elbows down while the shoulders press back. You don't have to touch your head, right? You don't have to touch the upper back, but just see if you can get it closer without having to lift the chin. Anybody feeling their legs? Breathe, yep. Where's the sacrum in all of this? Have you tilted up? Have you tilted back? Good, I want everybody to flatten the back. So I want everybody to try to get the low back to the wall and really round and see how that changes what's going on with the legs. And then slowly descend, go closer to the tailbone. Oh, that one's way harder for me. And then come to the center, hands to the wall, push off. Keep that block where it is, walk the feet in maybe a little bit more and squeeze your block. Big deep breath. Nice, take that block out, shake it out. All right, it would be a shame to not do half moon while we're at a wall, while we've already done these things, right? Like warrior and extended side angle. So grab your block. In fact, let's do it just slightly different and just, you know, so your leg doesn't have, like Judy's showing, it doesn't have to touch the wall. So as long as your hips is at the wall, you're good to go. So grab both of your blocks and put them in front of you. One little bit space from the other. Take your front foot, maybe 6, 8, 10, 12 inches in front of you, and step your other leg back. Because a lot of teachers won't teach half moon like this, but I kind of like it. So, so there you go. So I'm looking at my blocks, right? Half moon is in open pose, just like warrior two, just like extended side angle. But I want to look at the blocks because I want stability. So bend your front knee, lean forward, and reach for both of your blocks. So we're in this weird kind of lunge, right? I've got one hand on my block, pretty close to the wall. I got the other hand on the block, and I'm gonna keep my hip touching wall as I straighten the leg. I'm still looking at the floor, by the way. I'm gonna adjust my block. From here, I'm gonna start to bring from side hip to the back of the glute to the wall. My other leg goes to the wall. Once I'm there, I can let go of that outside block and lift up. Now, here's the trick, right? We don't want the hip that's at the wall sliding forward. We want it to press back to the wall. Arm goes up to the wall. Breathe, flex your foot, lengthen that leg, tone the belly in, find your pose, and breathe. Try not to hyperextend the standing leg. Yep, shoulders head toward the wall, the glutes stay long, the hip stays long. And then release, if you can, take that hand back to the block and then lower the leg. Find your forward fold, just breathe. And then bend your knees and come on back. And shake it out. So what did we learn there? Anything? Did we learn anything there? Right? So we can find that more sideways part of half moon without compromising the pose. And the big thing again that a lot of people miss is this hip staying in alignment so that the standing leg doesn't roll in because the hips rolled forward. So let's go to the other side, same thing. I'm gonna set both of my blocks forward. I tend to take my blocks a little further forward than a lot of instruction. That's just because I have a long body. And I'm just gonna think about it, and then I'm gonna take both hands, I'm gonna bend my front knee and take both hands to my blocks. If it's too far a reach, you can adjust once you lift, so you don't have to start that far. And then I wanna think about it, where is the hip on the wall, right? Walk my blocks forward, I'm gonna get up on the standing leg. I'm gonna think about it some more. I'm gonna go, where's that hip? What's going on with the long leg now? I'm gonna take my heel to the wall. I'm gonna think about lifting off that outside block. Start to take the shoulder up. Find the center of your foot. Don't hyperextend. Take the arm up. And breathe. Right? You can take your head to the wall. My upper shoulder, and actually neither shoulder is touching the wall. Right? But I feel the hip, I feel the leg, feel the back of my head, the back of my hand. Breathe, tone the belly, and then slide that hand back to your block. Release that leg, set it down, bend the knees and come on up, and just shake it out and roll it out. And then find that wall again. Take the feet out again, maybe slightly wider. And just rock a little bit side to side on both hips. And then hinge at the hips and come on down. Keep your knees really soft here, everybody. Really soft. And breathe. Nice forward fold. You can let the shoulders round. You can let the head hang as long as you're supported. Find your breath. And then take your hands up the knees. Come on up. Oh. All right, last thing we're gonna do wide ways. I'm sorry about all that for my folks that can't go wide easily. Take the legs wide, take the toes out, goddess pose. Same thing with the sacrum. So find the distance away from the wall that you need to be to bend the knees to get your alignment, which is your knees directly above your ankles. And then find the sacrum. So here we are again, right? If I flatten, I mean, for me, again, my body, that does not feel good. If you go too far, you're gonna overarch. So find kind of that straight across the line of the sacrum that you can press into, and then take the shoulders back, and then take the arms up. Ooh, back of the hands to the wall. Breathe. Imagine that the shoulder blades are drawing down and under your back, right? So that the tips, the bottom tips of the shoulder blades can actually come forward a little bit to the front body. Big deep breath. Want you to stand, straighten the legs, keep your butt to the wall. Exhale down. Ooh, how low you go is up to you. Inhale straight up. Exhale straight down. Ooh, yeah, take it up. Exhale down, leg strength, everybody. Make sure it's not hurting your knees. If it is, go to a narrower squat. Down, we got one left. Inhale, last one. Breathe, take your hands to the legs, press down, see if you want to lift the heels. 5, 4, press your whole body to the wall. 3, 2, 1, lower the heels to straighten the legs. Heel toe in and shake it out. Woo. I know it. All right, grab your block, everybody. One of my absolute favorite poses at the wall is tree pose, right? From a balance standpoint. In fact, I may come over here. It might be easier for y'all to see. So you're going to take your block to the wall. So say this is my standing leg, you're gonna come into your tree pose and take your knee to your block. So adjust as you need to. Now, there's a couple ways you can do that. Well, no, there's not really. If you happen to be in a corner, you can also be against the back wall. But here's the thing with tree pose. What's going on with this outer hip? Can we push the outer hip into the wall, right? Can we push the outer hip toward into the wall? Your standing leg is active, your glute is active. I'm pushing into the wall as if somebody had their hand here and was giving me a little push toward the wall. Good, everybody breathe. Take the arms up, right? You should feel pretty stable here. Your foot doesn't have to be that high. The trick is, right, what's the trick, girls? Where are your hip bones? Forward. Straight ahead. And I know it might not look like it in the camera because my computer's kind of sideways, but your hips are forward, your hip bones are forward. You're breathing, get taller, press into the block, get taller, press into the block. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Big deep breath. Exhale and let go. And shake it out. Love, love, love that at the wall. Love it, love it. Why? It teaches you to activate tensor fascia lata and get that baby in to support your pose. All right, I'm going to do this one this way because I don't have another corner like that. So same thing, you got to find your distance, everyone, and it could take a little, a little hopping, a little to do here. Come up into your pose. Look at your standing legs, see if it is supporting you. Press into the wall. Hips are forward. Right, so what's the tricky thing? And I'm watching some of the gals here. The tricky thing is, where is the knee? Can you get the knee forward enough so that the hips are squared? Right, and use the block. You can take the block out and just bring your knee to the wall. Right, the block is really just more cushioned than anything. And then the standing leg gets really tall, and the glute gets really tall. Maybe the arms go up. You feel yourself at the center line of your feet. Breathe. Good, Judy. Bring your right hip forward. Thank you. Find that. Squeeze your standing leg. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. Right? You take that sense of vision out and you go, ooh, okay, that's different. So what do I feel when I close the eyes? Usually we're pretty steady as long as we're working with the wall. And release it. And let it go. And shake it out. I know. Everybody rubbing their hips. What are you gonna do? We are gonna be strong because love always wins. Okay. All right, so face your wall, face your wall. I'm gonna do one sideways just so you can see what in the world I'm doing, and I'll do the other side this way. You're gonna stand at the wall, your hands can come to the wall. And then you're gonna take your foot to the wall. Now, how high you take your foot, I want the knee bent, is up to you. If it feels comfortable with the knee a little higher than hip, that's okay with me. If it feels better with it lower, that's okay with me too. What's going on with the hip of the leg that's at the wall? Bring that hip back. Tone in your standing leg underneath you. Ooh, this air conditioner's cold. Breathe. Your hands are either at the wall or they're up. Now, this is not that hard usually. As long as my foot's resting, I am working quad, I am working psoas, but
It's okay. Now, I really want you to fire up the standing leg. And then take that foot off the wall, just stare at the wall. Breathe. Bring your foot back to the wall. Take it off the wall one more time. Stand tall, and exhale, let go. Woo. Shake it out. Shake it out. Leg strength, right? If our legs are strong, these are the babies, legs and hips and glutes. It's what carries us through the world and keeps us from becoming a little kind of more debilitated. So, you know, as one of my friends said, it's supposed to hurt. No. It's not really supposed to hurt, but it is supposed to be a challenge. So let's go to the other side, same thing. You can start with your hands at the wall. Take one foot up, it might be the same height, it might be higher, it might be lower. And then level out the hips and find the standing leg. Because it's really easy here for me to just kind of let that standing leg get a little softer, a little more hip out. So I want to engage strongly through the hips and the core. And then take the arms up. And just find the still spot at your wall. Find your breath. See if you can take the foot off. Breathe. Put it back on the wall, your foot. Take it off. Woo. Put it back on. And then let go. And just walk it off, shake it off. We're almost done. We're almost done. Look at the time. My goodness, how time flies when we have fun. All right, so this last one at the wall with the legs is challenging. Weirdly challenging. Challenge. I love a challenge. We love a challenge. All right, so you're gonna stand with one hip to the wall. It's not gonna necessarily be on the wall, but it can be. I think for most people, you're gonna be about an inch or so away from the wall. And then you're gonna take that same line up the wall. Now, I want you to pretend that you're kind of more or less 90. Ankle, flex your foot. So Adriana, walk your foot closer to the wall. Same with you, Cease. A little bit, yeah, there you go, a little bit. See how that feels? Right, because we want the hips pointing forward. What's gonna happen is we're gonna lean back. We're gonna slide forward on this hip. I want you to slide the hip back. Woo! I'm talking, this is feeling like a whole bunch of work. Take the arms up, find your breath, press your leg into the wall. Here's the difference. That hand on the wall, slide it back, come into a twist, standing twist. Breathe, woo. Oh, that wall is so close. Find your breath, everybody. Slide that arm back up. Breathe, come on down. I know, I feel it too. Right? So just roll it out, shake it out. They're like, she must be Superwoman. She's still smiling. Right? It's so you know, right? There's this thing. It's like enough, a little more than enough, too much. Find that for you. And breathe. All right, other side that we're done with this. I promise. All right, take that leg up, flex, and then find the distance that presses you into the wall. Ooh, right, so now, because we worked that wall, that leg, you really feel that. I know I do anyway, that hip. Take both arms up. Hold the belly, get tall. See if you can take any excess bend out of your standing knee without hyperextending. Press your leg into the wall, everybody. When you're ready, hand that's on the wall is going to slide back. We're coming into a standing twist. Breathe, don't give up just yet. The best is yet to come. We got this, we got this. Slide that arm up. Woo. And let go. And then just roll it out, just roll it out. Good. Woo. And then feet close, hips width.
Bend the knees, come on down again, let your behind rest on the wall. Find your breath. Whew. Just breathe. And then soften the knees, roll all the way up and roll it out. Just roll it out. Good, and then let's come to downward facing dog, so your feet would be to the wall. I don't think I'm gonna switch out my mat, so if your feet are toward wall, if your mat is straight off, just come to down dog. And shake it out. Press into the hands. Oh, I wanted to do one more thing, I forgot. Too late. Come on down. I got the word, they said it's too late. Darn, all right. So come on down, everybody. You know, sometimes you gotta weigh the mutiny possibility, you just gotta go, okay, that's enough. I'm gonna turn my mat just so we're all oriented the same way. Whew. Good. And then come on down, and Betty, since I got you sideways, I think I'm just gonna extend this mat out for you. And maybe put it on or under your mat so it doesn't slip under. So take your feet to the wall. And come on down. Whew. And take the feet up the wall so that you are again in that kind of 90-90 90-90 with your hips to your knees and then your knees to your feet. And just see if you can find that in any way. Oh, and just breathe for a moment. I know that was a lot. I know, I'm sorry. Shoulder. Shoulders are down. Just feel your back, and I want you to just do some pelvic tilts and tucks. So you're going to go down toward the tailbone, keep everything on the floor, and then up to your back, and then down to the tailbone, and up to the back. Good, just one more down, and up. Good, take the left leg straight up toward the ceiling. Externally rotate the leg, and then come to figure 4. And breathe. So 1, you're here. 2, you're just coming the tippy toes on the right foot. Or 3, you're just leaving the wall altogether to find a little bit deeper stretch. Try to keep a little space behind the lower back. And try to keep the hips from overly skewing, which means usually your left hip will slide up and your right hip will go slide down. So try to keep the hips even. Big deep breath. And then bring your foot back to the wall. Extend the left leg straight out. Take the heel to the wall. Extend out through the other leg. So both heels are on the wall. Both feet are strongly flexed. Elbows to the floor. Fingertips are pointing up. Want you to press and see if you can lift and bend the knees. So this is a very funky half shoulder stand, very funky. So if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. But you're digging into the heels, shoulders and upper arms are down, your head, shoulders are comfortable, and then slowly lower down. Oh, good, legs go back to 90 degrees. Right leg goes up. Externally rotate, take that foot or that ankle to your knee, pause. See if that's enough of a stretch, or the heel leaves the wall, or the whole foot leaves the wall. Just find your stretch. And rock a little bit side to side, maybe, just see what feels good. Take a few really deep breaths. Few deep breaths.
Good, bring your foot back to the wall. Release the right leg, extend up, and then take that heel to the wall, big flex, straighten your left leg. Big flex, it's gonna keep you from hyperextending. Press into the back of the arms, lift the hips as the knees bend. And breathe. There should not be any undue pressure on your head. There should be nothing on your neck. There's space behind your neck. Breathe, press into the wall, and then slowly lower down. As carefully as you can, scoot your butt to the wall. So just kind of scoot, do little inchworms until you get really close to the wall. And once you're there, if you have room, take the legs wide. If you don't have room, just take them as wide as you can. And then try to press kind of the hips closer to the wall so that it feels pretty even. But otherwise, your upper body is fully relaxed here. And just pause. If you need extra support, your hands can go to the outside thighs to give it a little extra support so they don't go too wide. So let your legs go the direction they would, your feet go the direction they normally would. Just a nice, easy, deep breath, everybody. Good, one more breath here. Exhale that out. Slide the feet in, keep them at the wall, slide them in. Turn the knees out, the soles of the feet together, slide your feet down the wall any amount to come to a supine Baddha Konasana. Breathe. Really soften the upper body, soften the head, the neck. Soften the jaw, the chest, the shoulders. Breathe. Good, one more soft breath here. Bring the knees together, slide the legs up, flex your feet and take your legs off the wall. So we will do this a lot with a block under our sacrum. So if your hips are pretty darn close to the wall or touching, we're going to get a similar action here as the legs hover up above our nose or above our eyes. The arms can go out to T position, and just want you to hang here for a moment. Flex your feet, take the legs wide, you're not on wall this time. You can use your hands here, either inside the knees or outside the knees to support your pose. Breathe, good strong flex of your feet. Bend the knees, see if you can get the soles of the feet together. Some of you will have to bring the feet back to the wall. Some of you can keep them away from the wall. It's all depending on your body. Nice deep breath. And then bring the knees together. Straighten them up to the ceiling. Let them come to the wall, and then find your legs up the wall, shavasana. So your legs can be any distance apart that you want them to be. Let it be comfortable. Make sure the knees aren't feeling hyperextended. Your arms down to your sides or out to the sides, your shoulders are down. Take a nice deep breath and let it go. Audible exhale, everybody. Find your breath. Soften everything. Soften even more. Once you're ready, just start to slowly bend your knees. And very carefully, because chances are you're still at the wall, you're gonna bring those knees toward chest and allow the hips to roll to one side or the other. Be mindful of neighbors if you happen to have somebody next to you. Pause there and then come on back up to a seat. And allow the wall to be your rest. And just sit right up against the wall in whatever way your legs can be straight or bent. And pause for a moment here. Let everything come back to equilibrium. And if there was any message today besides all the bloopers and the laughter, it is this. That love always wins, and we have to remember that. And put that out there in the world in our best way. So bring your hands to your heart and bow to your own inner wisdom and inner love. Namaste, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me slide. And